pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The three meetings that are scheduled to convene this evening have not been properly noticed by the town. They were not posted for the required 15 days on the three posting places, one here at Town Hall, one on Town Line, and one on, I forgot, it escapes me for the moment. Big Ben and Glendale. And what's the third one? Right, what's the road? I don't recall the road. It escapes me for the moment. Nonetheless, when this was discovered last week Friday, the clerk noticed a special board meeting for yesterday morning. 4 of the supervisors attended, including myself, Brian Fisher, Mike Laska, and Joe Bansky. That meeting was to reschedule the three meetings, the meeting of the hearing, the special meeting of the electors, as well as the special meeting of the town board to approve the budget. Mr. Laska and Mr. Bansky neglected to reschedule that meeting, which brings us all here this evening. However, the town council, as well as the town's association council, has said that this meeting, not being properly noticed, will leave the town with some liability if we are to approve the levy and/or the budget. Because we don't have a properly noticed meeting, it could be called into question at some future date. It's the advice of council to adjourn all three meetings independently to a date certain, where the proper notices would be able to be given. The 15 days of subsequent posting, as well as 2 postings in the newspaper of record, which would be the Freeman. And at that point, we could take up the business of the town approving both the levy and the budget, and I would look for a motion doing just that.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I would move to adjourn the public hearing to a date and time certain, that being Tuesday, December 3rd at 7 p.m.
And we would look for a second from any of the electors. Mr. Cole?
Or, I'm sorry, the public hearing?
Public hearing, first one.
For the electors, yeah, hearing. Second. Any meeting you can call, it's a meeting on board.
Well, it's contrary to the information that we've received earlier today. So what meetings are you telling us that we should or should not be calling now?
To a certain extent, I think that the representation that you made about advice of counsel is correct. However, I was not consulted on the protocol that should be followed. In giving advice, I want to give you the background information that I think controls here. There are really 3 meetings that were anticipated to occur tonight. The first meeting is a public hearing, and the public hearing can be held if, first of all, a proposed budget has been prepared and the hearing has been properly noticed, which requires a Class 1 notice. However, a Class 1 notice typically is a 7-day notice, except that in this instance, for the town, there's a special provision that requires posting of 15 days before the actual meeting. After that hearing, it has been proposed that there be a meeting of the electors. And the meeting of the electors is a meeting that can be called by the town board, provided not less than 15 days nor more than 20 days are published. And thirdly, once the meeting of the electors has occurred, during which the electors basically participate and make a motion to establish a levy to meet the budget that has been proposed, then it is the responsibility of the town board to then finalize the budget. It's my belief that, given the information that I have shared, that has been shared with me by the clerk, there has been a partial posting of the 3 meetings. But as best as I can determine, the posting of the hearing and the posting of the meeting of the electors is deficient. However, it is possible for the town board to meet in a special meeting, as it is gathered here today and has been noticed, because there has been a notice posted to that effect at least 24 hours prior to tonight, regardless of whether those notices still exist out there. And it would be my recommendation that the town board make a motion to schedule all 3 of these proceedings on a date certain in the future. And the action to be taken should be the action taken solely by the town board.
Fair enough. In that case, then, is there a second from the board?
Technically, you have called the public hearing to order. I hate to be a stickler, but you have not called the town board meeting to order. This is a public hearing section. I think you have to go through the hoops and dancing. Hector, am I right here?
Yes, technically, I think, well, there has been an acknowledgement that, for whatever reason, there was not inadequate publication, so I would recommend that, given that preliminary announcement, that the chairman call the town board to order and entertain a motion in light of the information that has been received here tonight for the establishment of a date certain for these 3 occurrences.
From a technical standpoint, then, do we need to adjourn the hearing first?
No, because in my opinion, the hearing could not have been legitimately held any more than the meeting of the electors due to the deficiency in the notices.
So then your suggestion is to call to order the town board meeting
Yes,
and reschedule?
yes.
May I simply ask, will you, then assuming we do that, will you give us the phraseology for the motion that you deem appropriate, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
It would basically be the same phraseology that you have already in the printed copy of the notice for the gathering tonight, except that you should pick dates that are out into the future, at least 15 nor more than 20 days beyond tonight's night.
If he picked a date that's outside of 20 days, we just wouldn't be able to post until that 20th day came in. Your posting has to be more than 15 and no greater than 20. So if the date that's selected is 22 days, the clerk's office would simply have to wait 2 days to post.
Mr. Bansky, we can't hear you.
Sorry. Microphone's on.
What I'm suggesting is that you pick a date that simultaneously accommodates all 3 notices so that you don't have to have serial notices. That's all I'm suggesting. And that you do it as a clean slate rather than trying to figure out whether the prior notice was partially valid or not. And that, I think, is also the advice given by the Wisconsin Town Attorneys Association, although I never conferred with them. That's my opinion.
So should Chairman Merrick simply close the public hearing that he convened convened at this time? Is that the next step?
There's no need to do that because there was no basis for convening the public hearing or the meeting of the electors.
Okay, so we can, that simply didn't occur.
Correct.
Okay.
So we can simply commence with calling to order the special town board meeting.
Yes, sir.
In that case, at 7:12 PM on November the 12th, 2013, I'm calling to order a special town board meeting at the town of Waukesha. Special town board meeting is immediately following a public hearing that apparently didn't take place for the 2014 budget and special town board meeting of the electors. And we're called to order.
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion to offer. My motion would be to schedule the public hearing, the meeting of the electors to set the tax levy, and the special town board meeting to approve the 2014 budget for Tuesday, December 3rd at 7 PM, and I so move.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? Call the vote then.
Chairman Merrick,
Yes.
Supervisor Vansky,
Yes.
Supervisor Wolf,
Yes.
Supervisor Laska,
Yes.
Supervisor Fisher.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Then do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
The new dates.
Go get some TV time.
Right. Thank you.
On the way home somewhere.
No, really? That's gonna be hot weather for us now. We're gonna be like,
There hasn't been.
But on Sunday, I think 5